Oh, well, good morning, ladies and gents. It's a grey old morning, but this is just the weather I like. It's not hot, it's a bit damp in the air, a bit of a chill in the air, and just over the old spooky woods with Des, who's bought himself some new camera equipment, looking pretty posh there, sir.
I'm just trying to mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't know. And got Mr. Baldrick with his little coat on, bless him. A little chill in the air. But yeah, my little packs there. Quite happy with this. I'm just not, as I was just talking to Des about, not 100% happy with the lid, but I have an idea. I'm going to sew the lid on, pull it back a little bit so it doesn't keep like coming forward, and shelter pouch. And yeah, just going to do a few bits with that today. Again, I'm only coming over. I don't need me side pouches and stuff like that. But what I am doing is making the side pouches into a backpack. Well, they're already there, a backpack, but I'm sewing some loops like that on the top of the side pouch, so I can have the two pouches like that, rocket style, and then across the top I can have my shelter pouch. Yeah, I was meaning to do that last night and just bring that out, but you know, just got a bit late. But yeah, first order of business, as we see there. That's what I like. See, the pouch comes off, it's come over here where I need it. All my DB30s in there. Cookies. And going to get myself a brew on using my little table. Might add to this table later on. But again, it don't need all the millions of sticks all the way along, because that's totally happy to carry that. There's Mr. Baldrick. He's saying, "Where is me bits?" Well, anyway, yeah, get a brew on.
I mean, as I say, people ride the old. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's just getting the old fed and watered Mr. Baldrick. Who didn't like Baldrick? Your breakfast didn't last long, did it? He went, "Oh, fucking no, Dad." It fucking didn't. And here we go, just getting the old brew on. Not burning the tree. No. Des, without saying anything there, mate, that AeroPress thing, I'm proper taken with that. I'll do a little bit of a film when you finish there, mate.
Oh, mate,
yeah, no, I'm quite liking that, mate, for the money. Posh coffee, very nice.
Well, you know, I mean, I always used to have those 3-in-1 sachets to sort of like to go from drinking them. And it was Dave that said to me that when I got it, because I've got the other one as well,
yeah,
the bigger one, but I sold that to one of my mates. But Dave said to me, try the coffee without any sugar or honey or milk in it or anything. Well, I sat down that morning and I had some, and I was like,
nice.
It just transformed. Like it was.
The 3-in-1s or 2-in-1s are okay there, mate, but
they're not.
No. I know I'm becoming a bit of a coffee snob myself.
No, that makes sense, doesn't it? I think I'm becoming a coffee snob already, and I'm a bit virginal when it comes to coffee. I'm not
I mean,
virginal, is that right?
I was taking the missus out, mate. I went in like, and we had 2 posh coffees, like in from a certain store. You can't mention Costa coffee, can you? Or Costa mortgage coffee, anyway. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Two filter coffees, mate, and 2 little bits of cake, and I got some.
Nothing short of 50 quid.
Well, you know, I mean, I give a tenner, and I got some copper change, and I was like, right. Do you know when your arse goes too, Bob, put me bit? No, it's taking the mick, mate. It's taking the mick. I'd rather find a little cafe, like, you know, and you know, that's run by like a family or a couple or something like that. Go in there, sit down, have a nice little coffee or bacon sarnie. It probably still won't cost a tenner.
The geezers that come when I was having my roof done, obviously the scaffolders were there, and when they put it up, it was in the summer. And I said to the geezer, "Oh, do you want one of them was drinking Red Bull and that?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I'd have a cup of coffee anyway." So I did him a cup of coffee, and he went, "Mate," he said, "that's the best coffee I've ever had." He said, "It's like Costa coffee." So anyway, the other geezer wanted one as well, and then when they come and collected it, it was one of the same geezers, but another, like a younger lad. I said, "Do you want a coffee?" He went, "Yeah, I want one of your coffees." Anyway, and he goes, "Yeah, mush, like, get one of his coffee, a couple of like, you know, Essex boys."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh mate, that is the like, best coffee you've ever." You know, it's like, so all it is like using one of these.
Yeah, like a little press down thing. You've got them at home and that, but all made of glass, and I ain't bringing glass. I don't do glass. Oh, it's Mr. Baldrick, look at him. I've got this stick, Dad. Oh, stick city, Dad. Stick city, Dad, innit? Yeah. Put his little coat on there. Let him keep him a bit warm. Yeah, thanks for that, Dad. Look at him. He always goes for the stick that you want. And I'm sure I was going to use that to put a few more bars on there, but never mind, Baldrick, eh? Yeah, plenty of sticks there, Dad. You've got the old NTFU thing there. Many true friends unite, or man the fuck up. Anyway, I shouldn't swear on these ones. But yeah, anyway, ladies and gents, I'm going to put my shelter up just in case it rains. But a nice autumn day in the woods. Really do like it. Well, ladies and gents, it's just got in there, got a bra on. I love it when it's autumn, so there's a bit of a chill in the air. And for me, I've always known, the moment you start getting that brrr, you know what I mean, you do that little shiver of that, time to put another layer on, ladies and gents. And this is a little bag I've always carried me kit in. It's not waterproof, I've got some coming from David Bears, but this is just my little, I've always carried this in there. That's my gloves. Inside there, I love this thing, is a neck warmer and a little snug pat hat. That's proper toasty warm and that. So I'm sort of changing over to my winter kit, and I'm a lover of the old softy jacket, but a lot of people are speaking well of these now. I'll show you it when it's on. It's part of the new British Army cold weather system. System means there's more than one kit. There's like an Norgie shirt that goes underneath this, and you've got that, and then you've got another jacket, and you just keep adding your layers as until you want it. These things they're going for about in the order of 30 quid, so it's easily doable. Not Arctic gear, but this is all I'm going to need now. Put this over. It's got a windproof layer, and if this gets wet, it dries off quickly, and nice little bit of fleece on the inside. What I really do like about it, it's got the zips up the side because it is the pull overhead type, and yeah, we're going with that now, ladies and gents. It's got the fold away hood inside there, but lovely little bit of kit, and only in the order, very common man prices. A lot of these coming up on the British Army, sorry, the Bushcraft Trade Post on Facebook, and they're going straight away in that. Obviously I managed to get a complete like fat bloke size. That one must be like for the colour sergeant or somebody, because they're always fat. Anyway, just me little bit of cold weather kit. The only point there is, as soon as you get that little chill, don't just get another layer on, get another layer on. Any fool can be cold. No. Right, ladies and gents, there's the old smock on there. Come on, Baldy, get down, because I want to show the smock. It's extremely lightweight, really packs up, and immediately I put it on, done the tabs up so it pulls it in. I'm already retaining body heat, and I can feel the beauty of this already. And like I say, it's kind of showerproof material, but it'll dry up quickly, and it's got a little fleece liner in that, so it is another layer that I put on. And already I can just feel that body heat being retained in that. Obviously if I put my smock back on, that's going to improve some more. In there obviously, got the neck warmer should I need it, and it is coming up on time you're going to need that sort of stuff. So every time you feel a little bit colder, you either get up and do something, which for me generally ain't an option, have a brew, or indeed just think taking a layer on and taking a layer off. Now, whatever you put on in when you're in the forest, obviously there is a little secret to it. All soldiers are told that, and we don't need to be soldiers to work this one out. If you've got this on and something else, and then your smock, by the time you put your pack on and you're walking out, you're going to feel it. So you need to de-kit, even if you've got that little chill. I would never, if I'm pumping the boonies, I've only got a t-shirt underneath my smock, and that's it. So then when I get there, if I get like I did there, a little bit of that chill. I mean, you'll know what I mean by that. It's a time to stop what you're doing, just get another layer on, keep the old body heat in there, because it saves up using up all the calories, try and keep warm, and like I say, any food can be cold. But at this point, chair, you know, we're nearly to bat, and we brew, and I've got a little dog somewhere that's going to come and jump on me lap. Oh. Come on. Just the main man. Got a little cold. Ain't very deep here, man. Ain't very vortex on, because that need it. You like coming out before, isn't it? And he loves it. He loves it. The wheat is the best thing. Don't with meat or something really looking at. There you go, you can never get too far away from civilization, can you? Apart from the old emergency services and that, it's good because it's near. When you're here, it's like you do feel you're in the woods, but not too far to go, especially if you're just doing a day out and have a little, I would chill down in the woods or come out and check the kit, which, yeah, with a few bits of it. I'll tell you what, when I get it in there, I'm impressed by the kit that these cans are going to get. Posh coffee, hero press. I'll get the old, get into a little thing, so I'm going to get one as soon as I get home. Because there's one thing I do like them. Not more than an hour. Yeah, anyway, the sort of British Army BCS kind of cover system. Like I say, it's a system, so it's not just one thing. They're coming out now, brand new, in the order 30 quid. This is rolled up dead straws, you see, and you stuff it in anywhere in your pack. Even if you're stuffing it in one of the side pockets, just so your stuff's not banging about, job done. And you know, at 30 quid, you don't want to damage it, but if you get it, you're not going to cry, are you? It's not like you pay for £150 for a whole weight and stuff and that goes at British Army stuff. Not all that. The old winkle coming up the old Khyber Pass at my age, that's very, very important. And here we see, obviously it's been proper raining here in Essex, and Des has preserved there, mate. You got the fire going there and that, didn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, mate, it was easy.
Yeah. Well, no, it was wet. It's all wet. It's all damp, mate. We can see that by the smoke. You just like the lads in the space station can see that. No, mate, but yeah.
Keep me off the floor. I just don't want to chance it with a clean pine.
No, mate, no.
Put it in that tray, just elevate it off the floor.
No, mate, and we don't need fire scars on that, mate. No, and you don't need to. No, so that's good drills. Normally, I take the mick a bit, but yes, that's why I like using little stoves and all that, mate. So I don't have to damage the ground, or as you say, it would probably do my head in if eventually, yeah, yeah. No, it's if you did do that and it burnt underground when you weren't here, yeah, that probably gets me in that, mate. No. Don't need to make the old fire scars, unless there's a need to, and then you do it, and then but you make sure you clear up afterwards. Right, ladies and gents, it's looking like it might be a little bit of rain, but what I always aim to do is, always, if I bring a shelter out, always have a shelter with me, even if it's just a tarp, get it out. But like I say, I've got no real reason to come over the woods today, just a bit of company for Des and a bit of company for me, get out the doors. But something has had a lot of interest, is something I'd sort of put my mind to, and as I always say to soldiers, it's the poncho roll that you always wish you were issued. Good all on bottom, and to give you an idea, I've got a big hand. Can attach to any bergen on the planet. It can be up and down, like the side straps, horizontal straps will go through there. Or if you imagine, there's the lid of my bergen there, the two straps that come down, you just push them underneath, and it'll fit to the outside of any bergen, or underneath the actual lid if you want. Again, got a little carrying handle on it, should I need it. But my idea with this is that any shelter that I'm using, I can decant out of the normal crappy bag it comes into, put it in here. I can bring it in. If it was raining now, my shelter kit is dry, because inside of here is a waterproof bag. This one happens to be Gore-Tex, doesn't need to be Gore-Tex, obviously 4-ounce nylon will do it just as well. But so it's dry, and it's all contained into one place. A few things there. That's the pole bag in case it's a tent and it's got any poles. There's some straps that I can strap it to a top or the bottom of any bergen on the planet, as long as it's got the loops to do so, as well as being able to push straps underneath there, ladies and gents, because I just think keep it simple, keep it stupid. If I put two of these straps there, then the only only time I could use it if the Bergen I've got, and I've got a few, has a corresponding clip buckle there. So just always keep it simple. Now, as we see here, this is what they make the military vests out of. Not cheap material, but again, if I'm making one for myself, people say, Ed, why don't you make them and sell them? By the time I put the cost of the materials and the time behind how to do it, I might sort of, you know, make a couple of people I know and that type of stuff. But again, the thing with this is, if it rains and I'm packing up, my shelter will just go into that bag, which is a mesh bag. It will go on the outside of my Bergen. There's a chance it will dry off a bit, but it won't soak all my kit inside my Bergen. And bringing it into, this is a Gore-Tex bag. I've done it again, sewed it round again at the bottom. Doesn't need to be Gore-Tex. I sacrificed a Gore-Tex BB bag to make a few things. Cheers Mark, Mark, he sent me down a few. They just cut the top, you know, like surplus ones. So again, I've just done a draw thing. Normally I would do that, drawstring it and then turn it round. Again, that's more than enough to keep the rain off. And inside here, today, and it's quite simple because all you do, there's my old silver mat. I put it out for my dog so he don't get a cold bum. And inside here, I've got one of my preferred shelters. It's a 4x3. Silver-sided top, none too expensive, and I've done some sewing on it, ladies and gents, and as you see, I put it up so I can put it up in many different ways. So it's this 4 metre by 3 metre top, silver-sided. Well, it doesn't weigh a great deal. I've done a little bit of sewing on it so I can set it up in many different versions, either in the Baker style or the TP style, which is what I'm going to do now. But it's just so simple, ladies and gents. Whatever one you're using on the day, stick it in there. Stick a few more bits in there, stick it on there, and that's always attached to your Bergen. And literally, if I was packing up in the morning or whatever, you don't need to have the brain of Britain. That would literally not go in there. You just stick that straight in there, where it's wet. It's on the outside of your Bergen, and it's the first thing, even when you get home, it's the first thing you can just grab and then just lay it out to dry. And I said, I think I've got the size about right there. I've put various shelters in and they all fit in there, even to the point there's, you know, when I put my little silver-sided ground mat in there, just to protect me from, obviously, the cold on the floor. But yeah, this is the old mack tightwad. I designed that, put a little bit of thought into it. 2-for-1 special offer. You bring your kit in dry, you can bring any shelter system you want in this, and obviously if it's wet, don't take the brain of Britain, say it's going to be a lot better off in there on the outside of your Bergen, and that's the job done as far as I'm concerned. And again, I try to keep it simple, keep it stupid, and it will work. I could really push this up, put loads of clips on it and fastening straps, but am I going to use them? Probably not. So don't put them on there. Like I say, I always carry a couple of these on there so I can attach it to anywhere on any Bergen on the planet. I'll find a way of attaching that to the outside. Here we see Mr. Baldrick. He's on his little mat. He's in my warm kit pouch as a pillar, and he's having just like his dad, he's having a little kip in the woods, and that's a little thermal insulated mat he's sat on there. I made that for him. Yeah. But ain't no other dogs in the whole world got one of them, Baldrick. He said, oh no, Dad, you look after me, Dad, didn't you? He said, can you bugger off now because I'm trying to have a kip. Yeah, and ladies and gents, I'm sure like many others, I have a little pouch with all little bits of paracord, ridge lines, various tent pegs, and ridge lines in it. Just like to keep it all in one place. So I just picked up this little empty, few bungee cords in there. What goes down. What I like about it is it packs flat. I don't know, I picked the little pouch up at a boot fair and it kind of just lays flat. But that's what I use as me, you know, me peg and paracord pouch. Again, nice little pouch. I'm sure we've all got something similar. Just keeps it all in one place. Anyway, I've set the old shelter up, not too posh, but more than enough to get the job done. Just a little lean-to shelter. So I've got it bungeed off to a tree. Could have done that a bit better, I must admit. But also I sold a pole, put any pole in the woods in there and got it out so it can be totally independent, doesn't need a tree. But I'll just roughly put it up there. There's my seat, and as we see inside, the corners are pulled in. But there's acres and acres of room there. Mr. Baldrick was just relying on me thing there. If I was to titter about with this, I could get it a little bit tighter. But that's it. It's a 4x3 tarp. Sold pouch. That'll take a pole. Just makes it a lot easier than wrapping all the paracord round. One at each front corner, so I can do it baker tile stent. A little pull out there, and again, if I tinkered about with the pegs, I could make it. But I'm quite happy with that, because wherever it's going to go, the water's always going to drain off anyway. But I've just bunged it up just for the day, and yeah, seems to be working. So it's a 4x3 tarp, and I've just sewn some extra tabs on it, so yeah, it makes it a little bit more versatile. And that's for me as well. This edge here, it's on the inside, yeah, will pull out to about here, so I could actually sit in my seat and get a certain amount of coverage as well, which I don't want that today because it's not actually raining. But yeah, as you can see, that silver side's going right inside. I will pull that out and show you, and I just think that's probably the shelter. Well, I always carry it, always bung it in my Bergen, because I can just set that up as a normal tarp in any configuration, and this way, especially as each corner down that way, I've got one of them, so if I was putting it over a ridge line, it's easy to set it up in the baker tent style. But yeah, silver sided Deserts. I'm sure you've seen it before, but I got these off, I got about 3 of them at the time. They were only about 18 quid, and a perfectly good tarp, silver sided, lightweight, very robust. You know, the sewing on them's good. And all I did was put a few more, as we'll see there, tie-out points on them, just to give me the option to make this shelter. And as with any of these shelters, you want a little thing that pulls out. That is waterproofed on the inside, so it will come up and just pulls that material off your face. Inside there, well, it is like a TARDIS. I must admit, probably do need to sort that tent peg out, but other than that, it's a job done. And Mr. Baldrick approves, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Yeah, he's walking on my tent. Get off my tent. Go on, get off. Go on, back. You little monkey dog, what are you doing? What are you doing, Baldrick? You're going to go and annoy Des now, aren't you? But yeah, here's my little chair. That would be me little shelter. And I'll be happy as Larry in there, even if I was doing an overnight, which I'm not. Again, yeah, that needs that pulling out of it. As you see, it's quite a huge shelter, ladies and gents. And yeah, I'll be happy enough sleeping under there. If I was going to sleep under there, I'd adjust it a little bit just to get the material a bit tighter. But all I've done there is, one, to put it up there to actually get a shelter up in case it rains, and two, just, well, thanks for having the key, you've got to come out. When you come out, have a little play about with it. That's a 4x3 tarp, and I've just modified it to make it easier to set up in many different ways. You can do exactly the same with a DD 4x3 or 3x3 if you wanted, but that actually weighs less than a DD tarp. And it's silver and it reflects all my heat, because I'm a hot boy.